Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am in South Haven waiting for Skylar to come out of her therapy, and he already wants to make an appearance the minute I start talking. He's like, no, I want attention. I didn't take your leash off. I just took him out. It is cold. We'll talk about that in a second. I took him out and I tried so hard to just not let him anywhere near that stuff last week. It was so funny. He was just so hyper, and I know quite a few of you said you couldn't hear him, but he was like scratching the seats, and he just was just nuts here in this car. And I said, no, you're not doing that today. And then last week, all of a sudden, he was just passed out on the back seat. I was like, is he breathing? Because he didn't even get up when Skylar came in the car. I mean, he had it. He was like, okay, I've done enough of this. I'm just crashing now. That anise makes him nutty. Right, baby? I know, sweetheart. And yes, I have the heat on because it's cold, and it's making that little whistling sound. See if I turn it up. I don't know, we're just going to have to deal with it. It is freezing. It feels like Maine. But the thing is, I'm looking, it's 39 degrees, but it's very windy and me no likey. However, I was talking to my sister over the past couple of days, and she got, I'm going to turn it off because all of a sudden it's driving me crazy, 1.5 feet of snow. And she's 75. She just turned 75. My sister and my last remaining brother happened to be born on the same day, 3 years apart. So it's easy to remember their birthdays. And she's 75 and he turned 78. He's in Houston. But anyway, my 75-year-old sister, who lives with a very steep hill driveway. Her driveway is up a hill. And she's the one that goes out there and does all the snow blowing and all the shoveling. And she went out there, was it yesterday? Yesterday. For 6 hours. She worked 6 hours outside with a break in between, trying to take care of the snow. I don't miss it. I don't miss that at all. And I didn't have it anywhere near as hard as her. But I didn't have a snowblower for the past 20 years. And so I did it by hand, which I really didn't mind, because I would just park right close to the road. And so just the part that the plow, would make a mound behind my car. And sometimes my neighbor would clear that for me, which was cool. And, I just didn't care. I didn't care if I was snowbound. I wanted to be snowbound. But I don't miss any of that. And I don't miss the cold, and it's cold right now, and very windy. All right, so I feel like I'm in Maine, right? I feel like I'm in Maine. Don't look at me like that. He's so funny. He's a good dog. What do I want to tell you? There are some things. One is that I've decided to have a little bit of a schedule now when it comes to my fabric, and I'm doing Monday Madness sales on my website on Mondays. Still not at any rate that I was doing before. I can't get back to the fabric business like that. I don't want to at all. So, but I thought, sometimes I drag my feet about getting something new, and I love ordering the fabric and having it arrive. So I thought, I'm going to say that I'll have new stuff on Mondays, and I can't do it on the weekends now because I do like to go out. So that worked out really well. Today is a Tuesday, and I did it yesterday for the first time, and I did a decent amount, just about what I wanted. I think I was $20 short of my goal, and that was good because I don't want a lot of packages. So it took me about 2 hours to do packages today, but now it's done instead of, me spending a whole weekend doing that. So I was happy about it, and I cut 2-inch squares for the first time since like March. We're in January. I did cut all those 2-inch squares though for that quilt top that I'm working on. Believe it or not, it will get done. But I can't remember if that was in March. Yeah, it had to be. Or April. Could have been April. And then that's when I stopped cutting or selling 2-inch squares. And actually, I think it was in March that I stopped selling, period, for quite a while. So it felt good to have my 2-inch squares, and I'm just getting back into the swing of things. But yeah, so those 2-inch squares have been like on a table forever, and it has been really weighing me down. And if you want to get under, yeah, you don't want to get under this. Okay, I can help you with that. Okay, you all right now? You all bundled up? Okay. I really wasn't working on it much at all. And if I would sit down and do it, I would do it for like 15 minutes, you know, passing 2-inch squares through. And I was very discouraged about even having started that. But when I'm sitting there for those minutes that I'm there, I enjoy it. But it just looked like it would never end. And again, I was really going out a lot after that. So you know, there was some weeks that I was going out 5 nights a week. So I just wasn't into it. And there were periods of like 2 months where I wouldn't even touch a square. And then I decided, I don't know, about a week ago that I just want to finish this because I need that table space. And I want to get those squares done. So I have been doing, you know, 30 minutes to an hour at a time every day and just enjoying it so much. I almost have all the squares put together into 2 patches. I have a few 4 patches because I thought I would switch and do that for a change of pace, and I thought, no, I just want to do all the 2-inch squares, and then I'm going to do all the 4 patches, and then I'll start putting the 4 patches together, and I'll just keep building. And I think at some point I might do Quilt As You Go and rag that. I really think I would like to do that because I think I want to keep that one. And I would like it to be finished, but there's no way in hell I want to back that big-ass king-size quilt top, you know, with the batting and all that. So I think it would be wise for me to, you know, do big squares. And I think it'll look cool, right? I think it would look cooler if it was all one top of all the squares, but again, I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with all that. But anyway, I'm proud of myself about that, and I've started my chores again for a while there, for quite a while. I used to force myself to do like a few things every day during the week, not on weekends. One is just clean something. I just have to clean something. And it is amazing, after you do that for just even a couple of weeks, you start to find that you don't have much to clean, and everything just stays clean. And I don't care if it's only 5 minutes. I mean, if I really don't want to do anything, I'll just take a dishcloth, wet dishcloth, and I'll wipe down my cabinet doors in the kitchen and maybe the front of the refrigerator, and that's it. I'm like, okay, I cleaned something. It just helps me to feel accomplished, and it works for me because there are days that I feel like cleaning a little bit more, and then really in no time your place is just always clean. It's like I was looking for things like, okay, what else can I dust, you know? And you know, it's down to like doing things that I wouldn't even think of doing just because I want to clean something. So I'm glad that I'm back to that. And then another thing I have to do. So my 3 things are cleaning something, organizing something, and then a task. A task can be the things I hate the most. It's something like, maybe I need to make an important phone call, and I hate that with a passion, you know that. So it's just anything that I really hate to do. Organizing, I can usually find something. I don't care if it's opening a drawer and throwing away some stuff out of a junk drawer, or it could be all the way to like cleaning an entire closet, but again, a little bit at a time. So I like that. And oh yeah, and that's how I got myself to start putting my squares together. I said I'm going to call it organizing because that has been on a table for months and I need that space. So I was able to check that off on my list. Organizing, check, did that. And I thought I'm going to do at least 30 minutes of that when that's my chore, is to organize those. And it just made me love it so much, because my thing that I had to do was to sew. That was cool. And that works for me. So I had stopped doing that at some point last year, and I thought the new year I just got to get back to that, because I really feel good after, when I know that stuff is getting cleaned, that my floors are always swept and washed, or my carpets vacuumed, and my bathroom's always clean. And I don't count dishes, because I always do my dishes. I do my dishes right after I eat, or actually before I eat. Whatever I used to cook, I put my meat in something, let it sit, and I wash my pan. So when I'm done eating, all I have is my bowl that I'm eating out of, because I don't even use a utensil. I just eat with my hands, my fingers, like an animal. Oh, he's so bundled up. He's so cute right now. Taking out trash is not something that counts, because I always take my trash out. We have a dumpster, and I just like that. So it's got to be stuff that I normally would not do on a daily basis anyway. Like, I could go months without vacuuming. I just don't give a shit about that. I don't like to vacuum. I like to do dishes. I like to do laundry. Okay, oh yeah, and laundry though, my rule is whatever I wash and dry, it has to be put away. So there are days that it's like, I really need this, but I don't want to wash a lot, because I don't want to have to put away a lot. So I'll tell myself I can wash 10 things and no more than that. And only 2 of those things can be like underwear items. And, sometimes just doing a small load like that, I feel so accomplished after, but it takes me literally 5 minutes to fold the stuff and put it away, and it's done. So I play little games like that to get things done. Is there anything else I want to tell you? I can't believe I just told you about me doing laundry and cleaning. Oh yeah, so I went to Dollar Tree. I just got out of Dollar Tree, and I bought a bunch of cleaning supplies. I got bleach. I got Pine Sol, the Dollar Tree version of that. But I took the lavender scent. Now, I like that Pine Sol scent, but I said lavender's cool, and so I got that, bleach, that, dish soap, and Windex for my big-ass mirror in my bathroom. That no matter how I brush my teeth, I manage to spray some of that shit on my mirror every time. I brush my teeth with my face down, aimed at the sink. I've seen some... Jesus, scared me. Like very high up on that mirror, and I'm like, well, what am I doing? Where my toothpaste is hitting way up there. So that woman just yawned. And I'd be yawn. Are you yawning now? Come on, yawn with me. So that's how my week has been going so far, or I should say how my new year has been going. That I'm working on those 2-inch squares. I can't wait. And I will show you an update. I think I'm just going to wait until all the 2-inch squares are put together, and I'm going to dump that on the table and show you what that looks like. And then I'm going to start doing the 4 patches. And it's just, it's going to get easier and easier. But I cannot remember how many squares I started out with. Was it 4,000 and something or 5,000 and something? I do have a playlist that I started, I don't know, months ago when I started this. So I'll have to listen to it and read up. And I don't regret it at all now that I started that. It just took me a while to get into wanting to actually do it. All right, so I accomplished quilt block of the month, January, and I'm really looking forward to continuing with that series. I do feel bad for those of you who want to have another block right away, and you have to wait a month. And I don't want to rush the year. Oh my God, I don't want to be a year older. So let's not rush that. But I'm gonna like doing it, and we're going to have other things to do too. So it's not like you'll just be twiddling your thumbs and have nothing to do. But I enjoyed the big stitch quilting, and now I'm just going to start. I have already designed the next block, but I don't know what I'm going to have for like a specialty piece yet. So I will do that. Now what I have to do is my crochet block of the month. I'm not going to do granny squares, I don't think, because there's not as much variation with that. I don't want to just have like all oddball granny squares. I don't know. I have more in my mind that I would like to do something where we can learn a new stitch each month. Not learn a new stitch if you already know all the stitches, but I do like to make some up. But just easy stitches, and again, 12 big blocks, and they're going to be pretty big. Again, 12 to 14 inches around there, so we only need 12, 3 by 4. But that doesn't mean the block has to be just one solid block. We could do 4 blocks and put those together to make like, you know, a 4-patch, and then that would be the block. So I don't know. And I'm going to do scrappy with lots of different colors because I just bought 28 skeins of yarn, and I'm anxious to use those colors. But I will let everybody know that they can do you know, each block just one color, or do whatever they want, stripes, whatever. Or you could do your whole Afghan all just one color if you want. It's going to be up to you. I am anxious to do that, so I hope I can do that tonight. This is already the 9th. I wanted that video up for the 15th. It's going to be middle of the month for the crochet. The beginning of the month, hopefully always the 1st of the month for the quilts block of the month, and then I would have liked the 15th of the month for the crochet block of the month. I still would like to do a Christmas quilt, and yeah, so I just want to see how it's going to go with these two for now. And I still have to order Christmas fabric, because I think some of you might like some packs of scrappy Christmas prints that you can add if you want actual Christmas prints or winter prints. Okay, I'm gonna probably stop talking now. I'm a little bit hungry. I have had a massive appetite lately. I mean, just eating enormous amounts of meat, filling my bowl that has a cover, and you know, sometimes that'll last me 3 days, and now it's usually lasting 1 day that I'll eat all of that, like 2.5 pounds of meat every day. Yeah, but I feel good. I have, you know, just, I don't know. I just still can't believe how I feel, how different it feels to not have any kind of obsession with food, and to never say, oh, I'm hungry, but I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat because I'm going to gain weight. I don't give a shit. I eat all I want. I know some people probably don't believe it, but I eat a ton of meat compared to what other people eat. Now, of course, that's all I'm eating. And lately, I have been on a liver kick. Beef liver. I was buying the calf liver, but the beef is even better. And I like liver, but it was one of those things that I had to be in the mood for to eat. But lately, I'm always in the mood for it. So, ground beef, I always have that. It's the cheapest per pound that I can get. And so I always have ground beef. I try to have steak every day, but I'll buy a London broil or whatever else I can find. Slice the whole thing, and I'll add that, and almost like a side dish. So I always have ground beef and steak, and then I've been big on shrimp lately. The frozen shrimp that you can get at Walmart. And I like it when I can get them already cooked, because I can get the tiny ones and there's more bites that way. But my Walmart doesn't always have the cooked ones, so I buy the ones that are not cooked, but there's no tails on them. I don't have to clean them or anything, and that's okay too. And what I do is I'll cook like 2.5 pounds of ground beef, almost 2 pounds of steak, sliced, cooked, sometimes a whole bag of shrimp, which is like 12 ounces, and then liver. I'm big on the liver, and I'll cook a pound of liver. And I'll put that all in containers mixed, and I just put that stuff in the fridge, and whenever I'm hungry, I pull that out, and I eat that cold. Almost always cold. Love it cold. Oh, and yes, and my new thing is the chicken gizzards. They're so good. Again, I grew up with gizzards and hearts and things like that, and I just love it. So that's the new thing that I've added. I just feel like it's so freeing to be able to eat all I want. Of course, it helps if you like that shit, right? Somebody asked me in the comments just a little bit ago that she, I can't remember. It's like she has pain, joint pain, stuff like that, hip, everything, and she doesn't like meat at all. And she tried, and she couldn't do it because she hates meat. And I told her, like I tell everyone, if you're desperate enough, you will just do it. Because there are people who have cut their arms off to get free from a lobsterman. Kenny Bunk had to cut his arm off because he was going to drown. He was being pulled. He got caught in the rope. And he cut his fucking arm off. How do you have time to do that? I would be in the water at the bottom of the ocean saying, well, I'm not even going to make it up. I can't swim that far. I'm going to die, so I might as well die drowning and not die trying to cut my arm off. Or how about the guy that fell while in the mountains or rocks or whatever, a rock crushed him and he was stuck and he had to cut his arm off. That's the desperation you have to be at to say, I am in so much pain, whether it's physical or mental, I'm in so much pain. Mine, it was mental pain, anguish, didn't want to be alive. I couldn't have any quality of life with the cravings that I was having. And I did have physical pain, but it was the cravings. It was making me so sick. And I would have done anything. If somebody said I had to eat something I didn't like for the rest of my life, but I wouldn't crave anything, I would have done it. So you have to just ask yourself, am I desperate enough? And nobody has to do it. You're allowed to be miserable and in pain, mentally, physically. Nobody cares. Really, nobody does. And you have to decide for yourself if you want to try it. And I also told that woman that there are a lot of carnivores who hated meat, but they did it because they were desperate. And they just thought, this is my lifeline, I have to try it. They ended up liking meat. So, I would try it. All right, on that note, I'm going to say bye. And I'm going to, what time is it? I never know. Oh, I do know. Oh, she'll be out in about 10 minutes. Do some texting while waiting. All right, thank you guys. Oh yeah, subscribe, okay? Because I have a lot of cool stuff happening. And always check my eBay, because now that I'm going to have my sales scheduled for Mondays, I will let them run for my exclusive shoppers for the week. But then I think for the weekend, I'm going to start really pushing those things on eBay just to move them, because I like to be able to shop for new stuff, right? And I'm going to be doing a lot more scrappy things for my exclusive shoppers so they can have a variety of prints, because I'm going to be doing a lot of scrappy projects with you guys. And again, they can have them for like a week, and then I'm going to be putting that on eBay. So always check my eBay. And to those of you who say, because on my blog I do not do international. On eBay, they're back to having an international program that I can be on board with, because I only have to send to eBay. They had that before. I liked that. But the thing is that it's very expensive for other countries. People don't realize that. They're like, I wish you sold to this place or this. You have the chance now. Not all countries are in the program, but you can check if your country is, but you're going to be responsible for paying the shipping that eBay charges you. I won't be charging shipping. I still will just be sending it to eBay with no shipping charges. And then you have to do whatever they say after that. I hope that there's a way that you can get an estimate. And remember that you might have some kind of a tax or something on the other end. And don't come crying to me and say I was charged $40 to pick this up. You know, I'm sorry. I sell in the USA, but you can check it out and see if it can be shipped to you, and I can almost guarantee you won't like the shipping charges because it's expensive. I know. I used to do it. I used to ship my own my own website sales, and had to fill all that stuff out. This is like before I even had online postage. This is eBay. I started eBay 24 years ago. I've been selling for 24 years this month, January. And it was a lot different then, but I did it because I thought, you know, I have to have as many customers as I can get. But then after I started having a lot of customers, I dropped the other countries because it was a pain in the ass to do all that paperwork. And I hated asking people for the shipping charges. Okay? All right, so that's it. So go check out my eBay. The link is always in the description of my videos. And there is a playlist in the description of the Quilt Block of the Month videos. If you want to go get caught up on that, you certainly have time. And just subscribe so you won't miss any of the other stuff. And yeah, I'm still going to be doing car vlogs, chats, things like that. So, you know, to those of you who don't like the crafty stuff, just look at the thumbnail. If it's, you know, me holding up fabric, you can skip it. If it's me in my car, you can watch. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.